Yeah.
That's my pacemaker.
Give him back the vibe.
Clear.
Welcome back again. Brad Jacobson, Manhattan Beach Toyota, Derek Levy. And today we have our mask on, so I'm going to be probably toying with it a little bit. I apologize, but we're trying to be as healthy and safe as possible. Look at that. This is Hermosa Beach. What are those things called, Derek?
You know, I think a lawnmower with a wing. These things. I wouldn't get that for my life.
Loud and obnoxious. But today we are in Hermosa Beach on the Hermosa Beach Promenade with the pier right behind us. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover here, Promenade, everything that goes on here. A lot of nightlife that you've probably heard of, but there's a lot more to it. So Derek, where do we even start?
God, it's a big one. You know, here was incredible. There was the opening of the pier. The Chamber of Commerce had a building right here that went over.
No way.
Yeah, there's a big arch. And at one point in time, it was the City Hall was down here as well. The city, the pier was a wood pier when they first started years ago, but we can get into that another
Those aren't
time.
that smart ideas, are they?
No, that didn't last very long. And then adjacent to the pier on both sides, there were interesting. There was an aquarium.
Aquarium?
Yep. There was a
big one, small one. Do you know anything about?
It was precursor to Marineland. They lost their lease or something. It was like seeing millions of people a year. It really was a very, very popular place.
Wow.
So bowling alley, there was a dance hall on the beach. Yeah, a bowling alley about the same time. And then there was a dance hall almost in the middle of the beach. It took me some time to research.
On the sand?
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't last long.
Whose idea was that?
Mayor Jacobson, I think it was. Some distant relative. And then a cool thing, and I actually ate there, where Scotty's is.
Yeah.
That was a Taco Bell.
No.
Yeah, and if you go into the kitchen.
I didn't know.
If we had access to the kitchen,
right.
The floor is the classic Taco Bell floor. And that was
so good.
This was the back of the Taco Bell on the
front
alley there. The front was over there, and
that's weird.
And I was a kid, man. I was like 11, 12 years old, getting out of the water here, and so hungry. And you could go up and get some pinto beans for a nickel.
Right.
And I remember, the one thing I remember about that was I'd get the pinto beans, they put some cheese on it, I go, can I please have extra cheese? And the lady said, well, it's 3 more pennies for extra cheese. And I go, well, can you put as much cheese on before you have to charge me the extra 3 cents? So, that's my Taco Bell story. But around here, it was as we get into the 70s and stuff, it was where the debris meets the sea. It was pretty funky. It was pretty funky. It was known by that. The Mermaid was here,
Mermaid, yep.
POs.
Absolutely, Mermaid's
really
a big one.
The poop deck on that side.
Yeah, the poop deck.
So much stuff. What I liked about the Mermaid is it was such an old school place. It was old Naga hide, and it had that feel to it. And you can eat on the Strand right here. There was a little coffee bar up in the front there. Walk in and eat on the Strand, and it was but it was really old school.
I think they did a movie down here, didn't they?
La La Land, and Paul Hennessy took full advantage of it. They used the lighthouse, and they put. Yeah. I wish they kept those old Los Angeles light posts on the pier. I thought they looked really cool out there.
Yeah. They
talked about putting those back up, but I don't know if it got any far.
Hennessy's, I think, has got to have the best rooftop dining anywhere,
it's
right?
Amazing.
In the South Bay.
But I'm still. There are some other things that came in before Hennessy's was here. I think the last one was Diana's, which was a Mexican place. And before that, my all-time favorite, makes my mouth water right now thinking about it, was Taco Bell's.
Taco Bell's?
Taco Bell's was
right next to Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's was next to Taco Bell. It was. The thing about Taco Bell's was the Taco Burrito. It was the Taco Burrito headquarters. It was even on the sign. These Taco Burritos were so good, it makes my mouth water, really, honestly.
Really?
And they were 50 cents, and they were giant. And you'd surf all day, and you come up and get a taco burrito, and they were just fantastic. That's my favorite thing of this whole thing that we're going to talk about today. To get food at least, was to get in the taco burrito.
So was it just a restaurant, or did they have nightclub just like?
Just a restaurant. It was just a restaurant served at the beach, and it was old school, a lot of space, old funky tables, plastic seats, that kind of stuff. This was Pio's. This was Pio's Italian for the longest time, and was there for years and years and years. And then it became Cafe Real. And when they were doing, I think underneath Playa Hermosa, when they were chipping that away for Cafe Real, they came across an old mural for Pio's, which was really pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
This building here is almost historic. Hotel Hermosa from way back when. I think it was built in the 20s. Let's go with the lighthouse. The lighthouse is epic. It's been there forever. It's been there.
Google it. It's got that much. There's no way he's going to be able to cover how much.
Yeah.
Lighthouse has. We don't have enough time. We could probably do a whole episode on the lighthouse.
Yeah. Opened in the 1940s, was just a bar. Yeah, it was just a bar for the longest time. And then a guy named Howard Rumsey worked here, and he was a musician.
Okay.
And in, I think it was 1949, I did my research a little bit on. He went to the owner of the club or the bar and said, "Hey, why don't we have music in here?" And the owner kind of dragged his feet and said, "I don't know." And finally did it.
Right.
And he opened like on a Sunday for this guy, Howard Rumsey, and it was a hit.
Yeah.
And now you hear about the Howard Rumsey Lighthouse All-Stars, and Miles Davis played here, all the top jazz music.
That's insane.
And still they're pulling jazz people in again now.
Oh, are they? Oh, that's good.
Paul Hennessy owns this as well. And this is where they did La La Land, where they did intro shots. You hear those guys playing music, and pretty cool. Where Baja Sharky's is, that was a famous bar called Pier 52.
So it was a big bar even before, because Sharky's, if you come out Friday, Saturday night, there's a line.
Places going on. But Pier 52 was a really famous bar, and this place is very active. It went off. This here is another incredible place. That whole section, that was called the Insomniac. It was 1958 to 1964,
right?
Something like that. It was total beatnik, bohemian. It was a coffee house. You could go read your poetry with your beret.
Oh,
the whole thing, it was really cool. Actually,
let's bring that back.
Linda Rossi was a waitress there at one time.
Oh, really?
They had all kinds of music and this and that. It was a pretty hip, I should say, place.
Yeah.
Here, where American Junkie, this was a Best Food Mart. It was like a grocery store. There was a food mart. There was the drug store, the jewelry store. So and it was very 50s kind of feel to it. Like if you ever would go into Sears before they close, you get that feeling of the age that is.
Yeah.
It has that kind of dusty feel to it. Bank of America. That was originally the First National Bank of Hermosa Beach. Over here was. It was either Globe Bank or World Bank.
Yeah, I've seen a photo of this.
It was my first. Where I opened my first account. And I remember we were walking by and they had just opened, and some guy goes, "Hey, you guys want to open an account?" I said, "I don't have any."
You get a free toaster?
Well, it's cool. You're going the right direction on that, because he says, "Look, we always have donuts here." And I opened it with like $15 in quarters. Oh. And they had this sunken like room as you walked in those doors. It sunk down, and they always had these donuts there. So I'd do my Taco Bell thing or come up here and get free donuts because I'm an account holder.
Yeah.
All dripping wet with signature. It was awesome. It was awesome. I love the Hermosa Beach emblem on the street there, looking up and down.
Yeah, there's some cool.
That's the logo Hermosa they did there. It was really kind of cool. On a really windy north wind day, blowing down, sand blowing, we would take a sheet, and one guy would get on a skateboard on one side and the other, and you get blown down the Strand at
40 miles an hour.
Oh, you fly down. And I recently did that with Tommy Horton, and we came around the corner, came blazing right through here. Gosh, I guess those are my favorite memories.
Could you do that?
No.
You? I could. I didn't have my back. So obviously this is walk only now, but if I'm right, didn't you used to be able to drive down through here?
Yeah, until like the late 90s. 1997, I think, is when they changed it over and made this a plaza, and you could drive and park.
So
on
there
the
was
sides,
parking.
and
So
then
it's just like Pier Avenue.
There was a median. Yeah, it's like Pier Avenue.
Right.
And all the way to the Strand, and then there was just a U-turn, and you came back.
Now, wasn't there a Hell's Angels hangout here?
Well, Hennessy's, but it wasn't Hennessy's then. They all hung up all these bars here.
Right.
We're pretty gnarly. A lot of hippies, a lot of Hare Krishna people.
Yeah.
South End of Hermosa was gnarly. When I was a kid, I stayed away from it. I didn't really go more. I didn't go too far past. I went as far as Taco Bell. Right. But past that, it got gnarly down. The breakwater was gnarly.
Really?
There was a lot of drugs and violence, and I was just a little kid. It was pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah.
And the further you went to Hermosa, it got better and better. And that cleaned up, obviously.
Right. The palm trees. If you're looking at photos of this area, they always stick out. You take these night shots if you're a photographer.
It's beautiful.
Come down here and they light up the trees, and it looks really nice.
So this was where the debris meets to see all these old bars and restaurants and a lot of people hanging out. But Hermosa's grown and it's cleaned up a lot, but there's still some characters.
All right, so if you like this video, please subscribe to us because we're going to be doing a ton of videos just like this, going around, telling you what things are now, what they used to be, and some really great history with Derek here. Thanks for watching.
All right.